But every time before the breakthrough, it's like maximum resistance. No, I don't want this. This isn't for me. I don't even think, I'm not the type of person that does this kind of thing. That lady over there, she's the one who did it. There's just a million things, a million reasons. It's like you get up against the ceiling and it's more and more uncomfortable. And then you break through and it's laughable. It's cute. It's like, oh, just me being myself, you being yourself, natural. We already were unified. That's the natural state, is we already are one. That's the truth. So we're just peeling off the lies that prevent unity. That's it.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another episode of Going Out Looking In, the podcast where we're exploring the human experience through conscious conversations. My name is Maxi. As always, I'm your host, and today I'm welcoming you into a new era of Going Out Looking In after another longer break of the podcast, and you will see it when you are watching the video. The background has changed, and so has much in my life, and partly that might be the reason why you haven't heard from me in a while, and partly not. Partly life has happened and I'm here for all of it, and that's okay. I just recorded this interview and this podcast, and straight am recording this intro because I'm in the rhythm, and we talked about this rhythm, and that is with my guest, Cory Katuna. Cory messaged me back after I sent an invitation about a year ago. She responded with a slight delay and agreed to come on, and that was a pleasant surprise. I actually had forgotten about it, but as God is working, that was a pleasant surprise, and it matched the rhythm that I am in, and apparently also the rhythm that she is in, and we both took this conversation as a segue into whatever is coming next for the both of us, and we danced very spontaneously and very organically with one another through words and the journey that she has been on. I share some of the things that I've been through. We are talking men's work and women's work and consciousness and integrity and the true self and everything else, life and everything in between. It's a lovely nugget of a time capsule, someone that just really reminded me of why am I doing this, because of these kinds of conversations, like free flow, no agenda, and co-creating in the moment. And this is exactly what this is. Take it on a walk with you, on a drive, just when you are doing the laundry. Just use this, obviously for whatever you want, but I feel it has a very laid back, honest, transparent, free-flowing character to it, and I really, really enjoyed it, and I hope you too. It's good to see you, and to do this again, and to be in touch and in connection with all of you beautiful listeners wherever you are listening from. I see you. I would love to hear from you, and it's great to be back. Sending so much love to wherever you are, and beautiful insights with this conversation, myself and my guest, Cory Katuna. inviting us to drop into the space wherever you are. I invite you to shut down the eyes. Obviously, if you're listening to this while driving, don't close the eyes. All right, be mindful and just take this podcast as an invitation for a time just for yourself. And I like to always have my feet on the ground for this and feel the earth underneath me and the support of Gaia and Mother Earth, and just checking in with how is it to be you today? How is it to be Maxi and Cory and whoever else is tuning in? How does that feel? Any sensations in this beautiful flesh suit of the body that we inhabit for this incarnation? Just becoming present with that. And just inviting us to connect to the ever coming and going breath without any effort, within your own time. Let the air enter and leave your body naturally. Feel the tummy rising, filling up with air and emptying out. And with that, just offering some words here to guide us into this conversation. Dear beautiful creation, on this day, please facilitate a loving connection between Cory and myself. Guide our tongues so we can speak what needs to be said, so we can hear what needs to be heard, and we can share what needs to be shared. May we remember these gifts of life, the roof over our heads, the ground beneath our feet, the food in our tummy, the air in our lungs. May we also remember all of those coming before us, those who are here with us today, and those who will come after us long after we are gone. We're endlessly grateful to be in the presence of these divine gifts of life. So we thank you, we thank you, we thank you. And with that, inviting us slowly back into the space. Welcome to slowly opening up the eyes and return. So, Cory, on this day, yeah. Yeah, thank you. Thank you for doing this with me and agreeing to share your time and space with me, the most valuable resource we have. And with that being said, on this glorious day, what's most alive for you right now?
Well, something came to mind in your meditation, which I don't remember quite what you said to prompt it. You said something like, what does it feel like to be you? You know, you're speaking to your audience. Like, what does it feel like to be in that body? What does it feel like to be you? And what that calls to mind for me is really a self-realization invitation right off the bat. It's like, yeah, what is that subjective experience of myself? That's almost the most profound question you could ask. It's almost the most profound exploration you could pursue is what is that? What is that subjective nodal point of me-ness? So I loved it. You know, I don't know if that was your intention, but as I was
Mm,
following your meditation, it's like, oh, my favorite topic, like my favorite thing to explore and deepen into.
that's
So,
beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah, so what is that for you?
The very cool thing about the subjective experience of meanness or what it feels like to be myself is it's the exact same for you and it's the exact same for everybody else. That's kind of I mean, and I don't think I could prove this in court, but I think if you remove everything that you add on to that, just the plain awareness of I am, plain, even less added, you know, not even the body, not even my eyes, not even my sort of relative location compared to that thing or that thing. You remove all of those additions, all of those associations, all of those assumptions, you could even say. Everything that I experience, you remove everything that I experience, and then that plain, simple, subjective experience of I is the exact same as yours. It's the exact same as everybody listening. So, to answer your question, what is that for me? Well, it's also the access point to sort of everything we seek. So you know, any freedom or love or presence or stillness or unity, oneness, God. It's also that access point.
Mm.
Yeah. We're just jumping right off the deep end, I see.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, it's what it's all about to a certain degree, isn't it? Um, okay, so I invite you to share a little bit about how did you arrive to these understandings and realizations. I guess it's been a process, or still is, and potentially will be. So wherever you feel called to start with that, I'd be curious, like, okay, maybe some milestones along the way also, that has led to you sitting here today at this present moment with me, and me asking the question the way I did, and it doing the thing that it does with you, you know? So, like,
Right.
okay, yeah.
I love that. Yeah, so I would almost consider myself like a non-spiritual person. You know, like I'm not sort of by default into awakening or enlightenment or gurus or, you know, sort of deep contemplative, like meditative. That's just not been anything I was aware of until I was maybe 20 or so, started really seeking. But I was passionate about realizing my potential. That was always big for me since a young age. Like, and not only realizing my potential, but sort of being aware of like, wow, I'm different in different contexts. It's like really a different me. What is that about? So
Mm.
kind of trying to figure out the truth of things. Like, how is it? I remember specifically at a young age, as like a little kid, just being like, no, I don't want to take a shower. No, I don't want to get in the bath. Like my parents wanted me to take a bath or get in the shower. And I just did not want to. And then once I was in it, I was like, this is the best. What was I think? I love this. This is like one of my favorite things. And that like stuck with me. And it became sort of a like, hang on, how on earth was I wrong? Like why was I so sure that I was right but then I was wrong, and then late, like, well, how can I have two completely different opinions about something? Like, are there two me's? I remember feeling the same about winter. It was like, oh, it was so hot in the summer, I just could not wait for winter to come, and then winter came and it was like, this is the worst. I felt that about every season. Just it's like, and that kind of inspired me at least to sort of self-reflect. And then later years really wanting to reach my potential. So I think it was because I took some of those things all the way, at least kind of kept seeking answers instead of just being like, I guess there's no answer, I guess, or whatever, or just getting distracted. I kind of stayed curious. I kept trying to reach my potential. I kept trying to make a difference for the world. That kind of became my like in college. I started getting into like, oh, how can I make a difference for humanity? I went the activism route, marching in the streets and organizing people and learning all the lingo, and then kind of realizing like, okay, actually this isn't the highest leverage. This isn't quite as effective as I thought. In fact, it's counterproductive in some ways. So if I want to stay the course, if I still want to reach my potential, make a difference for the world, a positive difference for the world, what is actually the high leverage way to do that? And just over time, I think this happens for everybody. You sort of stay committed to a goal, you make a bunch of errors, but you kind of narrow in on it at some point. And for me, that narrowing in on it, it was kind of inevitable that it went the route of enlightenment or self-realization, or I guess you could say reality realization, although I know people have a million different connotations with all these words. So again, I'm not a spiritual person. I'm extremely spiritual, if by spiritual you mean self-knowledge. But I get my nails done and I work out, and I don't consider, I don't think most spiritual people would say I fit the bill. I don't know to what degree I answered your question, but it painted some general picture.
Yeah. Yeah, there's no right or wrong here, it's beautiful to see with the kind of like opening up a canvas and see what kind of strokes people pull out, and what kind of where they put the first brush strokes, and then you paint a picture, and then I just go in and maybe zoom in and like, okay, let's look at that a little bit closer. Like, how did you come to that and whatever. But yeah, beautiful, beautiful to hear. I was curious, when when do you know you're on the right path for you, reaching your highest potential? What is the indicator telling you further in this way and probably not this way? How is that for you?
What a good question. By the way, I really love your approach so far of it's almost like your hands are open, you're not like, and you're not, we're listening together. That's what it feels like. Like we're both just like receptive, and we're following the thread. And I love that. It's like alive, immediately alive. So to answer your question about how I know or how one knows, I think I'm lucky in a way. If you want, I don't know if it's luck or what it is, but I suffer a lot when I'm off track. I've just done this a lot. So, pursued careers that just weren't my path. Been in relationships, had long-term boyfriends that it's just like, fuck, I wish. In theory it's good. I'm getting a bunch of positive reinforcement from my environment. Same with different careers, getting great offers, great invitations, great opportunities left and right. And then just like kind of taking them and suffering. I don't even know a better word from that. It's kind of just like, I don't know. It's that feeling of like losing life force or something. It's just like, I don't have energy for this. I don't recognize myself here. I don't know. It's not working. I feel further and further away from myself. I think everybody can kind of recognize that in the context of a relationship where you're just like, damn it. I wish I could clone myself and offer one version of me to this person and then just go on with my life because I need to go somewhere else. I need to learn other stuff. I need to meet other people. So I suffered quite a bit. I had phases of depression, kind of mild depression, I guess, and anxiety and, just sort of bad sort of self-sabotaging behaviors, no addictions or anything, but just like out of alignment. So, and then when I am in alignment, it's like all the stuff I thought I needed to work on, all the stuff I thought I needed to heal, I don't. It was just a symptom of being out of alignment. It was just a symptom of not living my actual life stream, not being on track. So anything, like anything, relationship, it's like anything I thought I needed to fix or work on, like really getting in shape. That has been a byproduct of my awakening and a byproduct of my alignment with but before I thought it was like, okay, I need a trainer, I need a really good diet, I need more discipline, let me watch more videos and get more discipline and get more in. And then by getting my life more into alignment, lo and behold, I'm working out because it's inspiring to go on hikes in the morning and get sun in my face, and like it's a byproduct. It's actually just part of an aligned life. So, and I think this works kind of across the board. The more you follow that, and it takes courage and it takes sacrifice, it takes passing on good opportunities and good things. But then you get the immediate reward of like other things coming into order. There's many rewards actually. I mean, like public speaking is another example. I used to think I needed to practice. I was nervous. I need to get more practice. I need to, I don't know, I need to somehow figure out how to get over these nerves. And then getting more into alignment. It's like, well, hold on, I have stuff to say. I need to teach people something. I've got things, get out of my way. Like everybody listen up. I've got something to tell you. And that's just a whole different game. I didn't need to learn how to public speak. I had to learn how to get into alignment so that I need to share. And then there's no new public speaking skills I need. Matter of fact, they're just sort of downloaded spontaneously. So, but again, this is across the board. Stuff that you think needs healing is often just a byproduct or a result of living a misaligned life.
Yeah, so it's a little bit that quote, right? How do you know you're on the right path? Because it disappears. Or basically, yeah, you're in resistance, but and then you feel the resistance, then it's like, okay, apparently I'm not on the right track. And once that resistance dissolves, you're left with flow, and that feels how it feels. Maybe you don't even feel that much because you're in flow. I mean, you still feel quite a bit something, but yeah, okay, yeah, all right.
I love that. I love that point that you almost don't even feel anything. It's like when you're in flow, when you're in alignment, you don't even care. Like you just are going. You're just up to something. It's not even you. It's like self-transcendent. It's not even about you. Similar to how you started this episode, actually. Your approach to this podcast is like, it's not even about me. We're attending to something. And I think that's how flow state feels, where after, in retrospect, you can look back and be like, God, that was so good. How do I get back to that? But in the moment, it's just like, you're not even there.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, so Richard Rudd from the Gene Keys, he's like one of my biggest teachers, and within the Gene Keys, he talks a lot about efficiency, and once like a system works in harmony, things flow and they work efficiently together within an organization, with people, a business, nature, whatever system. If there's no resistance, it works not only seemingly seamless, it works in harmony, it works efficiently. Every tiny piece fits into the next one, and it just clicks and boom, it flows, And to me, that is like a waste of like, wherever there's energy wasted, I feel like, or things don't run efficiently, I get sort of curious, and I'm talking about my life. Like whenever I feel this is taking a lot of my energy, whereas I'm still having 24 hours in a day. I'm still sleeping 7 to 8 hours out of this day. I'm sleeping. But then like the rest, like the other like 18 or 16 hours, I'm like, how come that this felt very different like 2 months ago or 2 years ago, 10 years ago than it does now? Like it's still the same, you know? And and then I start to investigate what is that? Yeah, and it's a work in progress. And it's also not linear, I feel. It's a cyclical process, you know? I feel like I'm making 2 steps forward and 4 backwards, you know? And then, yeah. How do you
I love
perceive
this
that?
point. I love what you say about efficiency. That I love even using that word. I haven't heard that. I don't know this teacher that you're describing. I love that. It's so true. I love even just a more holistic perspective of what is efficiency, and it's like everything operating as it should. I remember doing this exercise once where I had to figure out basically my calling, and and I couldn't quite get it into words, but I had a picture for it. I could kind of get a visual, and the visual was if you imagine this like super 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 complex machine, almost like an organism, like a super complex piece of technology. But then that everything, it's almost like you put in that gear exactly where it goes. Like you zoom in and you get that one gear exactly,
Mm-hmm.
and then you can zoom out and the whole machine is like humming. It's that. It's whatever that is. It's that that it works. It's not that it reaches some like epic next level like bright light from God potential. It's that it's just as it should be, like as it was designed, that it's just working, that there's no
Mm-hmm.
noise, that it's not
Mm-hmm.
it's coherent and it flows. And you said something else that inspired me, efficiency. Oh, how even in the okay, so I just recently had a little process where I feel like I've just been in flow state for months. A few days ago, I we just launched this program, this mentorship. I built a website. I just felt like I was busy, like super busy, busier than usual. And somehow I I just felt like protective of my time. Like it was like everybody wants something from me. Everybody is like trying to have a call with me. Everybody's trying to have a one-on-one time with me. Like get out. Like everyone is a threat. All these people are like a threat to my order, my like manicured, I have like shit to do, and I don't have unlimited time. And then I was like, hang on, this isn't true. This isn't true. Like I've been busy before. I've been 3 times as busy and just on point. So what is going on? What am I falling for right here? And it was such a cool thing. It just revealed like a little thread of victimhood. Like, oh, life is happening to me.
Mm.
Whoa, here's where I still believe that. Here's where I still believe that I'm a passive recipient to some external series of events that I have no control over that are happening to me. That's one thing. And even just the belief that like efficiency or coherence is a result of getting it all done or like managing it myself. When I know that not to be true, I've learned that not to be true. I just sort of fell for it again. But what's true is that presence gets everything done. Presence gets everything done. Immediacy, like being immediately present, right here, right now, listening, actually being attentive, being receptive, being open to God, being open to the moment, being open to source, whatever word you use. That's what gets everything done is true availability, true transparency, true openness, not micromanaging. So it was so cool. I had like 2-3 days kind of in this like state of self-preservation. And then just to kind of catch it finally and be like, hang on, I'm opting for powerlessness and victimhood right now. And I'm going to heal this on the spot. So I did.
Mm.
But I love what you described as efficiency, because if I didn't also have if I didn't also value realization of potential and efficiency, I don't know if I would have ever caught that. And I think that's why so many people don't.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, I just had like I'm just listening so closely, and then when you're done talking, I'm like, oh yeah,
I
true.
respect that.
What? I have to ask a question. On actually, I don't. There,
That's so
there has
honest. I
been
love that.
there has been a break that I took from the podcast for quite a while now, which was sort of not even consciously, just live happening, and I always wanted it to be like it is now. I always wanted to be immediate, and I just wanted to show up as I am, um, and that shaped the whole route of this project, and I guess also the followers that decided to join for the ride, and the ones that did not, and said that I am too or not prepared enough, or don't have things that I want to specifically talk about and stuff, and whatever. Anyway, what I'm saying is like that really missed this. Like I just feel how much I missed having these conversations, and I feel this is like it reminds me of so much that I have. Like it's part of me, but it's like a sports car in the driveway, but I can't get the fucking gear in, Like I can't get the horsepower on the street anymore. Um, I'm a little bit out of. Another teacher of mine, he said, we're not out of. We're not out of time, and we're not out of line and out of timing. We're out of rhythm, right? We're finding a rhythm again, and I feel like, yeah, I'm getting closer to it now, minute by minute again, and as we are mirroring each other, I can like you are mirroring back stuff to me that has been part of my experience, and maybe I mirror something back to you, and then a dialogue starts, to form, which is like I say something and then you refer to what I'm saying, and then, and that's the dance, the dance with words, which I feel like our society has lost sometimes nearly entirely. When I look around, I'm like, everybody's just waiting to say whatever they want to say, either way, independently of what the other person is saying, I'm just like, okay, I'm just going to be polite and wait till I say what I wanted to say.
Exactly.
To really like disregarding what the person just said, and I'm like, there's not a dialogue in the Greek sense of like what the word actually means, like, so I enjoy that. That's a long-winded way of saying that I'm
I
having
do
a
too.
good,
It's so cool.
I'm having a good time. Yeah.
Same.
And
By the way, I took a hiatus from my podcast too. I only did 9 episodes, so I'm no pro like you. But I did my first 9 episodes. We went on tour, and I haven't done one for the last like 4 months. So I'm also getting back into it. I'm also out of rhythm. I'm seeing this also as like my okay. Let's get the gears going again.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, something that I definitely want to share, and I feel like now, yeah, I can share it. Is always like, why do I invite you? Why am I having the person on that I decided to have on? And I didn't have anyone on in a long time, because genuinely I felt sort of like uninspired, and I didn't even know who I wanted to talk to necessarily. I'm like, I don't know, like life is just life, and I'm just in my process and whatever. And with you, like, just tuning into that again, because I feel like there's like a lot that can come from that in our conversation. I felt like you have a lot of clarity, and you share your message with a lot of that clarity. And I feel you are very like lovingly fierce, like there's a sort of assertiveness and security within yourself, and with what you are sharing, and the energy behind that is quite firm. But I can sense that you're a very warm-hearted person, and very much fun to be around also. But I feel like this is that stood out to me, yeah. And the willingness and your ability to stand up for what you believe to be true and what you have experienced to be true, in a quite a strong way, in a very, yeah, in a with a powerful energy that that comes from a good place, and it doesn't need polarization to prove a point, if that makes sense. It's not like, like I'm here and I'm defining myself by saying what I'm doing better or worse or different than anyone else. No, I'm just saying something in an absolute term because I believe it to be true, and everyone else can have their view, but this is mine, and that I think is what led me to have you on.
That's so interesting because in so many ways those qualities can like either be uh, awful or amazing, you know? You know? I feel like I see this can kind of go any direction. Um, Somebody who just brings what they feel with so much conviction. To me, this can be annoying, and I'm sure I am annoying to some people. Um, but it can lack humility, or it can lack like a real interest in growth and learning. And I mean, one of the things I've gotten from people over the years, not really anybody that knows me well, but first impression, is that people think I'm either bitchy or intimidating. And I've had
Mm.
this for I haven't had it too much recently. Um, but that was always interesting because, okay, again, if I go back into sort of the way I operate, which is like, wait, how did I create this? These things don't just happen to me. I'm not the victim of this. So, and I can totally find that. I can totally find times in my life where I used that on purpose, like used um, like popular girl vibes to just sort of position myself in a situation, especially in college, like especially in high school and college when I felt most intimidated, when I felt most like, ooh, threatened, like there's politics, that you could really sort of get ridiculed here, or you could really um, I don't know, just like there's big social consequences. I would use coldness and aloofness and sort of superiority as a way to just keep people away, just to keep people from messing with me. And that's different from just the natural confidence that I do have, just the whatever that is, just the confidence I have from being hungry to learn. That's where I think most of my confidence comes from. It's like I'm interested, and I'm trying stuff. I'm trying stuff out. And if you're on the front edge of your own evolution, like if you're actually just like learning, there's that gives you confidence. Do you know what I mean? Like, do you know how if you're in school and if you actually did the assignment, how if you didn't do the assignment, how insecure you feel if the teacher's like, okay, so what do you think of it? But if you did the assignment, and if you're actually interested and you have an opinion, it doesn't matter if you did a bad job. You're like, hang on, why did it, like, you can participate. You're interested because you're on the front edge of your learning. So I do think that's one of the things that gives me some of this natural confidence is like, I'm learning, I'm in the game, I'm playing, I'm trying. I'm not succeeding all the time. I know that I'm ruffling feathers here and there, but I'm trying, like I'm playing. Um, so I think that's just one of those things that like somehow like the universe rewards that with some confidence. And I
Yeah.
also think I have a really good relationship with being wrong and being humbled and getting constructive criticism and getting negative feedback. I really receive that, even maybe more than I should. Like that can get under my skin. I can get insecure from a harsh enough comment on YouTube, or, I'm listening. Like I'm not closed and confident. I'm not one of the types of people that's just like, here, here's what it is. I'm good. I don't need any circuitry with the world. No, I do. I feel like I'm very much a like
Yeah.
lover and a friend, and
Well,
an
hopefully
addicted
you are.
person.
Yeah. I mean, that
Yeah.
that makes us human. That makes me be able to connect with you in any way, shape, or form. Otherwise, it's a shell of of a persona or something like that. Like, No, like I definitely included that in the equation, definitely, and I feel like that's what we can feel when listening to you, your delivery, and yeah, your heart, basically, and that for me, that's the most important thing, beyond what is like. Much has been said out there, information wise.
Right.
Everything has been said, I don't know, a lot, and but it's like, how do you say that? And you're the messenger for whatever you are passionate about, and you're carrying that into the world with your energy and with your frequency. And then I feel like this is the purpose that we have also, partially, is like to find that rhythm and that frequency, and then to hum the melodies that naturally spring from us, and share that with people that are on the same frequency, and then create somewhat of an orchestra, together, and get into harmony together, potentially to higher and higher frequencies. So yeah, again, okay. I'm the host. I have to ask questions.
No, you're good.
Yeah.
Glad.
I'm like, okay. Yeah, I'm getting
But
carried away there. But
you said a couple things that inspired me there. Two things at least. Let me see if I remember the first. Yeah, I'm with you too, huh? So I'll like plant a flag on something you say, then I'm just like still in the next inspiring thing. Um, earlier when you were talking about, oh, you were saying that it's good to, I guess, be vulnerable. That's sort of how I interpreted that. And I think there is so much. I'm curious what you see also in your work.
yeah,
I saw a little bit of the work that you're doing, like with men and stuff. Um, like this attitude that like I don't care who you shouldn't care what people think. And there's so much merit to that. Like that can be such a good perspective. Like don't care what people think. Choose your own path, you know? Who cares what people think? But I like that you sort of like I've tried that. I just can't. I can't not care what people think. I can kind of quiet it for a little while, and I can sort of go from higher perspectives and be like, um, I choose what I think over what they think. But I'm not. I can't just like exit people from my awareness. Um, but anyway, I liked to feel that you're also that there is of course like I don't really believe in either of those polarities. Like being completely like such an empath that I feel everything everybody does. Like to me, again, it's just another excuse not to live. And it's an excuse not to be confident. It's an excuse not to be free, to not realize your power. And then on the other hand, to just be so stoic and so independent that you just don't care what anybody thinks about you at all. It's like how can you learn? Like what about when somebody sees something that you don't see? So anyway, just that little point. And then there was something else you said. Feel free to comment though, if while I.
yeah. I'm just saying basically like that for me, like after like intensively studying and immersing myself in like rigidly spiritual practices and la la la, I feel like now I'm a little bit more, I'm way more, there's like less form to what I'm doing and less structure to what I'm doing. I'm just focusing on really living life on planet Earth, as someone who has experienced all of that, and just trust in that will unfold naturally in what I'm doing and how I'm doing and how I'm moving and how I'm talking. It's just like, okay, I guess I planted the seeds, and now it's like life is watering that for me, and let's see where something is growing. And I feel like that is like, to me, always in all situations, it has been like the most powerful thing to like always be honest, like be like how I am.
I love that.
Actually, like in business, that has been quite sort of de-armoring for the other side, of the table. They're like, shit, man, this guy's really honest in negotiations. Like, he's just like, fuck, okay, I guess we, I guess he has a point, or maybe he doesn't have, but I know, like, we know what he wants, and that is against every Googled tutorial on how to negotiate or do anything. I'm like, yeah, I can't. I literally, it just wouldn't work for me. It wouldn't be me. And same for the podcast or any public appearance, really, like that I'm doing. Like I'm just like if I don't know, then I say I don't know, and I feel like a powerful and honest I don't know is a beautiful start for something to emerge. Actually, I feel like from an honest I don't know, like there's like it's like a clean slate of like everything can come from that. I feel. I don't know.
Yeah, well, what you seem to have, and I don't know you very well, but just from this conversation so far, you do seem to have a positive relationship with like insecurity, and not the insecurity we know of as that word, but insecurity of like I don't know, like insecurity of like not having certainty. Like you seem to have a positive relationship with not knowing or not having certainty. So just even like the few times you're like, oh yeah, I'm the host. Hold on, I didn't think of a question. Like that's so refreshing. It's that is actual confidence. That's confidence. That's true confidence. It's not arrogance. It's not like positioning. It's not like but it's real. It's like the confidence that's just like I'm actually okay. Like at the worst, then we have an awkward silence, and that'll be okay. And then just to have that baseline sense of okayness with going through things, I think is like one of the God, people need that so much. That would be if people could just get that and nothing else of spirituality, just that baseline. Actually, I'm okay. Like it's okay. Things are fine. I'll be fine. If this happens or this happens, I'll be fine. Like it's there's air conditioning. Like I'm okay. I'm not. you know.
Oh yeah, there's a shower where you can just turn a knob and water's coming out of
Yeah.
the fucking thing. And it's even warm, It's just like, oh man, it's too warm, I can turn it down. It's just like, oh man, it's amazing, Isn't that like, yeah, yeah. We've come a long way, and it's good to remind ourselves of that. Really, like just again, living a simple life seems to be a virtue. Seems to be for me it's a great goal. Living a simple life, isn't that in today's world? Wouldn't that be a good thing? Wouldn't that be a great thing? Just do one thing, analog with the hands. The hands, they dictate the tempo. They dictate the speed in which I'm doing things, because that thing just accelerates how I'm doing things, right? It's just like it's actually faster than I am. But if I put a brick on another brick with my hands, I'm just like, I'm limited by what I can do. And that's sort of like, that's the rhythm where I feel like naturally moving in, or like cooking, or like, you know, and I feel that would be really, really good for humanity.
Yeah. Yeah, especially the community that usually surrounds that. I really think the big the big sort of collective misalignment that I see right now is just how little people value community or like do community. Like just how, I mean, it's like your yoga class is your community, the one that you go to once a week, or the friends that you like send reels back and forth on Instagram, or like what it's lacking. It's empty. I mean, I have an incredible community. I feel like one of the richest people in the world based on just on the relationships that I have, the community I have, the people that I get to travel with all the time, and this thing of like efficiency and like harmony with people having the same mission and harmony. I mean, I feel like what I see around me is such an example of that. I feel so lucky, and I think in the past that was the norm, like that you just were together with your people, with your tribe, with whatever. Even not back all the way in the like tribal days, but even I don't know, like 100, 200 years ago, just the way without such sort of separative technology that people could really be together and live together and see each other their whole lives, like know the same people for their whole lives. And I think it's going to be one of the few things that is like in high demand as we go forward with AI, more and more depression, more and more social media anxiety, um, but just like real people, just to be around real people. I feel like to develop the
Yeah.
skills of being around people and
Yeah.
having dialogue, exactly what you said earlier, actual dialogue, actually like learning together, sort of building something, creating coherence. It's like all these subtle interpersonal skills that create like a well-being. Like it creates like a fulfillment. And haven't you seen that about like how actually community is like next to diet and like two other things, it's one of the main ingredients for longevity and
Mm.
lifespan. I don't know how we got down this tangent, but here we are.
Yeah, I no, fully agree. I so much agree, and it's also the root for. I mean, on the other hand, like it's the biggest fee to not belong in community and be alone. And I mean, you know, that's a whole other thing. Also with men, that is a big issue that we are working on. We're working on. They're amazing men and doing amazing work, and yeah, gonna make a difference slowly but surely. Yeah.
What is it? What is your group of men?
Um, well, you know, like you say, also I wouldn't consider myself a very spiritual person in the sense of like I guess that people would associate it with like on the first sort of glance. I've always had a job. I've always participated in life, and I guess you know, just been somewhat very grounded, I guess, and those are the kind of men that are obviously now working with me. Are not, and you know, there's nothing against people doing very spiritual men's work or whatever. It's just not what I'm offering naturally because it's not how I am, and therefore I attract different men. And I feel like that's where it's very much needed, you know, in the middle of society, you know, family fathers, business owners, people with a lot of responsibility in their lives who, you know, want to show up better, you know, and want to be more connected to themselves and therefore to everyone and everything around them, and to serve, you know, be the king, the humble servant, you know, to the larger. And I feel those are the kind of, this is the group of men, is like really sometimes men who never lit an incense, or who had never, I don't know, spent a day in a yurt or anything like that, you know. No, they have not, you know. They bust their ass at work, and they, I don't know, they're working in a bakery or whatever the fuck, like, and then they show up in the men's circle, you know, because they're like, okay, I don't even know what that is, you know, I don't even know. And then they come in, and then they like, all right, I can just talk, like I can just be how I am. Is that enough? It's like, yeah, it's enough, bro. And then from that point, everything can unfold, you know. Like they lead themselves into the deeper waters. You don't have to worry about that. Like they know their work, and they know. So it's just like creating a space where that for the first time in their life is possible. And then everything comes from that. There's not much I do actively. They come and they fill the room. You know, I don't. I always say I don't have answers for you. I have questions. Maybe I don't have answers. And then they come and they do the work. You know, and they start with words, and then they follow with actions, and then yeah, and it's one of the most. It's the most beautiful thing. I always say to women, if you were to see men, oh, That'd be the biggest healing if you would see us doing this work. You know, if you were there with us, that'd be very healing. But it's the very thing that makes it possible sometimes for women not to be there. You know,
I'm
sometimes.
so curious about that. I'm so curious about that. Like, what would it take for women and men to be able to do that in the same context? Because I also run a women's or a company that does mentorships and programs for women. And
Well, by
yes,
definition, I feel like it's quite. Everything has its place, you know, and there's a time and a season for everything under heaven, really, like there is. And so is for men's work and beautiful work with women. Oh, it's so needed. And then bringing the brothers and the sisters together, and then it's gonna be different, though. It's gonna have a different, like, I'm gonna go into protect the provider. Like, I'm subconsciously, you know, I'm gonna armor up, you know, I'm gonna hide some things, you know, like I can't bring this to
yeah,
you, you know, you're gonna. It's just subconsciously to some degree it's happening, and you can de-armor that a little bit, you can soften that, but it will always let there be one woman in the crowd, let it be one, and it'll be different. It'll be different. But it's also important, obviously, it's also important both. Let's do the work for ourselves and then come together and do the work together. Yeah, yeah. What have been some of the insights that you gained from doing these women's circles and or work with women in general?
yeah. So, okay, insights I've gained from it.
What do you see? What do you observe? How does it make you feel?
Well, it's so much fun. It's like so it's weird to talk about my work like this, but it's like so easy because it's so true. It's so fun. It's like, I'm sure you actually feel this too with the men where it's like, yeah, it's edgy. It's like you're at your edge. There's all kinds of like sort of new things coming up, but I'm built for this. I love this. I know the terrain. I get it. I'm here with you. So in a way, it's so easy because there's just a few. There's like predictable phases. There's sort of like you come together and everybody has their guard up or their whatever. They're just their relationship to this type of work, or there's like maybe like five different archetypes you might see. There's like the person who's like the overachiever and they're gonna raise their hand first and then you sort of see all that and it's like this is sweet. This is everybody's defense mechanisms basically. Everybody has their way to approach some new intimidating thing, and all good. The goal that we get to is just transparency. Like the where we're going is unity and transparency. Like how can we get to a place where there's just nothing in the way, where it's just like, hi, here I am. Go ahead, look, and I see you too. And it feels safe. It's not even about safety though, but the byproduct is that it just feels like, oh, this is safe. I could say anything. I know I'm being received. I get you. I trust you. You trust me. It's not even about us. We're just, we're sort of aiming at something higher. And then the relationship is an inevitability. Like the friendship is an inevitability. But it takes some time to get there, to get to that transparency and that unity. And then people have ideas about unity. Or it's so funny. It's like there's layers, so there's like almost like levels. I could probably map it out in a diagram if I tried. But every time before the breakthrough, it's like maximum resistance. No, I don't want this. This isn't for me. I don't even think, I'm not the type of person that does this kind of thing. That lady over there, she's the one who did it. There's just a million things, a million reasons. It's like you get up against the ceiling and it's more and more uncomfortable. And then you break through and it's laughable. It's cute. It's like, oh, just me being myself, you being yourself, natural. We already were unified. That's the natural state, is we already are one. That's the truth. So we're just peeling off the lies that prevent unity. That's it. So it's just predictable and funny because you'll see really intelligent, sophisticated strategies with women, especially with women.
Yeah,
Really
yeah.
clever, psychological tactics. it's funny because we've all done it. And then when we get to see each other, and now I've coached, I don't know, 7, 8 cohorts of this with my business partner, Rome. So we've seen everything. But now when we get to see one of these sort of personality traits really make a good case for why not? Why not transparency? It's just, it's like sweet, and it's appealing, and it's fun because we've been there so many times, and we never pressure anybody. It's always like, just here's what I see. That's all I would ever tell somebody is like, here's what I see. Up to you, take it or leave it. And so far, almost everybody is just so receptive to that and so grateful. It's almost like what women need is just to be like, just to be seen as like, nah, bitch, you're powerful. I already know. I'm not falling for this. So I'm just going to corner you where you actually are. I'm just, I'm not going to force it. I'm not going to pressure, but I'm not going to fall for anything else. So if I'm not going to like give you credit for like, oh, you can't. Okay. Maybe I'm not going to do that. So there won't be any sort of coddling. And I think what's so fun is that women just respond so well to that. Just to be like cornered into their wisdom, like cornered into their brilliance. Like, yes, you can do whatever you want, but you're not going to fool me. I'm not going to fall for this like aggression or like gossip or finger pointing or victimhood. So, bless your heart, and I'll be here tomorrow if you, whenever you feel like. So, but that's what's so fun, I think, is just seeing potential in people the way I've done for myself, the way Rome and I have done with each other in our friendship, just seeing the light in the other, seeing the oneness, seeing the potential, seeing the freedom, seeing the joy, seeing the passion, seeing the confidence. If you see it once, you can't unsee it, and just to hold that bar for each other and for a group of people, it's really cool.
Yeah, totally. Reminds me of a situation that has been really profound, where we're doing some work, and then I'm not leading this piece. Like a beautiful female facilitator, a good friend of mine, she's leading the piece, and it's like this woman in the process, and she's going into the narrative of like, I can't, and I won't, and I'm sure as hell not gonna do it with you, like, I'm the victim here, like this is all happening to me and all that, and anyway, but it's a fine line, I would say. It's a fine line that Chrissy has been riding with facilitating this piece. It's like, she sensed that she was ready. She sensed that she was ready, and then she spoke to that part in her, and she was like, "You stop! I'm not gonna even listen to that. Like, I'm gonna talk to you. This part in yourself that knows exactly that you're like bullshitting yourself. So we're not gonna do this. Like, it ends here right now. You are powerful, and you're gonna do this now." And she was like somebody saw that in me for the first ever time,
That's cool to come from a guy.
She's like,
really?
I didn't know that was like, she does not let me be that little girl or that little version of me. No, she's actually talking to that bigger one inside that I know lives and resides inside of me, and boom, and that shifted things swiftly. But sometimes I feel also within facilitation, it's like you need people. Like some people are also not ready for that. They need
True.
some more holding in the pain. They just want to be witnessed first. Just like, oh, dude, yeah, it's hard.
Totally.
It's hard what you're going through. I see you. And then maybe the day after, it's like, okay, but now it's time to look at this. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, can you yeah, I lost a little bit. I guess I lost a little bit the overview about the projects you're currently working on. So, um, yeah, it's true. Yeah, I remember you doing this work with this one other friend of yours. But I guess you're also still traveling with this other organization and with other people. And yeah, I would be curious. Can you share a little bit
Sure.
about what you're doing?
For sure. So Rome and I co-own a company called The Light Touch, and that does 6-month mentorships for women and retreats, so in-person retreats. So we just had one in France a couple months ago. Um, Simultaneously, and sort of in synchrony, I am one of the facilitators, and I mean, longtime teammates of Bentinho Massaro. I don't know if you know Bentinho.
Yeah.
Um, he founded Massaro University. So that's an app, a university, like an online school for awakening, for enlightenment. And a handful of us from his team are the facilitators and coaches there in Massaro University, and that's expanding. So we've got more facilitators coming in and cool classes, really cool, interesting workshops underway right now. And Bentinho just had an event tour in Europe, which is why I postponed scheduling this interview with you for so long. So we were in Europe and the Middle East doing a series of free talks followed by a few paid retreats. And it was incredible. It was incredible. I wish for anybody to see some of those free talks on YouTube. They're all for free. And that was amazing. We ended up with a 9-day silent retreat in the Middle East, in the desert in the Middle East, so like camping style. Amazing. And then we finally just wrapped up, and now we're focused with Massaro University. Now we're just focused on building that out. One cool thing is that Rome and I, with our company, The Light Touch, so we're used to doing mentorships for women. We're doing sort of a tag team with Massaro University for the first time ever. We just launched it like a week ago, and it's going to be a co-ed mentorship for people that want to become shepherds. So we're sort of bringing our mentorship skills into Massaro University. We're co-hosting it with other facilitators, men and women, and it's a 6-month mentorship for men and women for 80 people as opposed to our usual 30. So this is a first for us. We haven't done something this big. It's we launched it like a couple days ago, and it's almost full. So I think by the time you publish this, it'll be sold out. And it's like that's why I ask you about sort of doing that work with, like, what if there were women and men together? Because it's going to be the first time that we've done this. It's just going to be so different than what I'm used to. But I would love to reach for that same thing that we get to with the women, which is like just total transparency. And the way we talk about it with the women in our women's mentorships, it's like, what if we were all panels of a satellite dish, you know? So what if together we are part of the satellite dish? No one of us is the satellite dish. We're all sort of just parts of this. And if we're coherent, the satellite dish can receive. Like we're able to receive data that's relevant for the whole. And with the women, we get there. We get there where it's like it's almost like you can kind of step back and be like, whoa, look at this. Look at this. You see what's happening? It's not, it's like it's synergy, literally synergy. It's where there's no more sort of the individual sum of the parts, but something far greater than any one of us is sort of unfolding in front of our eyes. And that's like, you could die happy doing work like that. But what it feels like my edge is bringing that to a group that's almost triple the size, and men and women. We're gonna have to
Yeah.
see if we can do the same thing.
So it's gonna be and you and your friend Rome is her name?
Rome,
Yeah.
she's Dutch, alongside
Yeah.
our friend Mesh. He's a longtime teammate too, and then we have 3 other facilitators who will be sort of support.
Right.
facilitators.
And that is that an online training?
Yeah, it's online and it's going to have a retreat at the end. So
Okay.
6 months of it's very, very immersive. So one of the factors, one of the reasons I think it's selling out so fast is because they get unlimited coaching, private coaching sessions with me, Rome, and Mesh. So it's a lot of hands-on.
Unlimited.
Yeah,
Okay.
but you know what makes it so cool? Why we're willing to do that is because the training, it's a shepherding mentorship. And shepherding, it's not about sort of personal fulfillment anymore. Shepherding is it's basically going from alignment, like, yeah, okay, I'm good, I'm aligned, I'm confident, things are working. And now how can I best orient for the maximum service to others? Like how can I like what is my mission actually? What am I here for? It's not just to feel good in the end. It's it's an expression. It's upliftment. It's generosity. It's giving. It's and it doesn't mean it has to be any specific mission. It doesn't mean it has to be like, feed the children in this country. It doesn't have to be a specific mission. It's just a constitution. And anybody in that constitution, I'm sure for men this is even easier to talk about because men have that sort of like I'm here to be a hero, to to in a good way, in a beautiful way. Like, I'm here to like express honor and, live true to a purpose. And it's a little different with women because often it just doesn't express like something, out there. But anyway, nevertheless, that's sort of the orientation. So the bar that we're holding for people is that they're already self-regulating. They're not coming to us for therapy, coaching, for counseling to get back into alignment. They come to us when they're at the front edge of their threshold. And then we can help them pop that bubble or flip them over the edge. But we're going to hold that standard pretty clear for people, and we'll end a call if they don't come with that level of passion or curiosity or readiness. So they'll know that up front, that it's not just like unlimited chit chat. They get unlimited access to us when they're truly at the front edge of their breakthrough. Yeah.
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear. So what is the what waits for those people on the other side of that experience? What is it that they might meet and experience? Can that even be said? I don't know. Yeah.
For sure. Okay, think of it. Okay, let's think about it in the context of like any of your heroes, men or women, like Gandhi or Elon Musk, or somebody whose life is about their whole life is about something bigger than themselves, for real, for real. Like they have donated themselves to something greater, to bettering humanity in some way. So it's a mission. Like they really become a mission. They self-transcend in order to realize a calling, in order to and obviously it's not just about sort of service or philanthropy or charity. That's like a misnomer almost. It's about the full extent of the realization of why you're here. Like, what is that? Why are you here? I don't know if you believe in incarnation, and in a way it doesn't matter because there's something that you felt in your soul since you were a kid. There's something that you just feel like, I'm here for something. And most people just pave that over with like, career and a few accomplishments or people make it sort of falsely grandiose and I'm here to be the world's greatest influencer. So either of those are sort of wrong pendulums or distorted pendulum swings. But what if you stay really present and really attuned to that? Okay, no, I am here for something. I am here. There is a real potential here. There's a real desire. There's a passion. There's a hunger. And if I follow this and if I stay true to this, and if I got over my insecurities and my self-sabotage and the limitations and any personal stuff, if I just got over my fucking self, got over this and donated myself to that reason I'm here, that is maximum fulfillment. that is the realization of your potential. And I think most people stop early. Most people stop at like, what do I, what do I need to feel good? I need that, I need to be working out. I need to have a good partner. I need to, have enough money to take care of my kids. I need to maybe have a few dinner parties with my friends every week. And whatever. It's like they just kind of hit baseline. But so many of those people, and maybe not everyone. So I think it's true that some people just don't relate to what I'm saying. Fine. For the people who do, feel like, nah, there is realization. I am stifling something. If I don't pursue this, I'm lying. There is a realization of some potential. There's something I'm here to give. For real. And to go all the way. And to not sort of fall short just because that's what people do in this world, is fall short. But to actually believe in myself and go for it. That's what we're gonna do, because that's what I do. That's what Rome does. That's what we do. That's the point. It's like about going all the way. It's not about stopping at good enough. It's about actually honoring God or the creator within you.
Yeah.
Is it resonating, or is it a little esoteric?
No, hey, no. Oh my gosh. No, like, no, it's like, it's so beautiful. Like I said, like I've been missing this kind of exchange, really, and it's easy, there's sometimes so little to say and so much to say at the same time, because it's all, for me, this is all about God, and like truly, like we don't know. On the one hand, we don't know anything, and on the other hand, we know everything, and that all at the same time, And I go back and forth between these two like multiple times per day, And so it makes absolutely perfect sense what you're saying, and I think it's beautiful. And to credit that or to connect that with God is like the words that I'm using for that as well, because I truly feel that this is what's happening, or that feels most resonant with me and to me, and I feel that is what brought us here, and where we are gonna go in the end, and so we're spinning on this rock in the middle of nowhere, and we believe that some things are terribly important, to meet that deadline and respond to that client and pick up that package from the post office and whatever it is, like it's funny. It's like a computer game to a certain degree, and every day there's a new level, and you don't know. It's like these old computer games where you drive along the road, and as you drive, the scenery sort of like renders. This is like sometimes it feels for me, like True. It just renders, it's just like I don't know what's behind what's behind here, the door here, but and who's gonna come into my life. And sometimes I'm like, how it would be the most horrible thing to know what happens next. Isn't that what the spark that makes everything so interesting? Isn't that what to not know? Like, I don't know where my life is going to go. Isn't that exciting? Isn't that like, it's infinite, like the possibilities are endless. And also to fully live with everything, like the whole, like the keys of a piano, like from the darker notes and the very low notes to the very high ones, like the spectrum of the heart, like play it all, and so it's a reminder to myself as I'm speaking this, like because like I living here in this new place and blah, and starting a new job, and it's overwhelming on a physical sort of like human thing, and it's a lot, and I'm sort of like stuck in the pain body here and there, and then like, but at the same time, I would not like to miss it or change it for anything. Like this is just like I'm alive. I'm really alive, I get to do this. What the fuck? Like this is amazing, and just gratitude, deep gratitude for everything, and yeah, yeah, exactly. So yeah, thank you God, and thank you that we can do this.
Yeah.
It's a great gift. It's a great gift.
It is. I
Yeah,
love this. You make me think of like the veil, basically. Again, I don't know how esoteric we want to get, but there's this metaphor at least that like here on earth with like linear time and space and all kinds of unknowns, there's a veil. Like we forget where we come from. We forget what
yeah,
we really are. It's just we're veiled. It's like you don't only in like those deep meditations you get those like, oh fuck, oh yeah, how did I forget? And then you come back and you're like, wait, this is hard, this sucks. And this is what's so cool about the veil is it gives you the opportunity to be courageous. You can't be courageous otherwise. If you know you're safe, if you know for sure you're one with everything, if you know for sure you're free, there's no courage. You can do whatever you want. When you're lucid dreaming and you can walk on ceilings and that's not cool. It's not brave. But only when you don't know for sure, only when there's a real sacrifice, when there's risk, when you could be ridiculed, when you could just live a super shitty life and you could end up homeless and you could, and there's actual risk, or you could, try to open hearts and and fail. That's what gives it the real, like, what are we really learning here? Are we really learning, technical skills and specifics, or are we learning those big core values like courage, like actually, whoa, okay, I can do this, and anything is possible, and I am inherently free, and I, everything is my responsibility, and how amazing that feels to finally choose that everything is my responsibility. Like you don't learn that. You can't learn first. You can't learn that accidentally. Like that doesn't just like happen to you. And because of the veil, because of the separation, because it seems like we're alone and separate, and things are difficult, and I'm not the creator of the universe, because it seems like I'm not the creator, I have the opportunity to learn these things that you can't learn otherwise. So it's like this amazing dojo. Like we're just in such a rare school. And I say rare because I see from this macro perspective that may be imaginary, maybe not, but that there's, millions or infinite versions of us in different sort of, there's the enlightened versions, the future, there's different incarnations. So this one that we're in right now is so special. It's like maximum learning. It's basically when learning is at its peak, is this lifetime, this one on earth, when it feels so separate and hard and lonely, and like there's consequences, and that time is real and space is real, and you're really over there and I'm really over here. Like now is the time to learn something. You just can't learn otherwise.
yeah. What helps you to return to the once realized knowings and lessons that you have picked up on, along the way, experiences that you had, and it's like, oh yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I had that insight, I understand. And then life goes on, and it just does what it does. So what helps you to not forget that?
I have a good answer for this. So this is another answer to your question about what would somebody get from going through the shepherding mentorship if they really get what we're teaching. And
Yeah,
what is it to live a mission-based life? It's that it's not about me anymore. It's you actually become the realization of some vision or of some potential. So now I'm more, and I'm not all the way there yet. I am not, I'm not saying I've got like enlightenment down pat. But I'm more attentive to the realization, to others' enlightenment, like to the realization, my teammates' realization of their potential, to like the collective awakening, at least from the angle that I can see, at least a small demographic that I can reach. I'm more attentive to that than I am to how I'm doing, if I'm getting it, how do I feel today, my my own processes basically. And this is pretty new. Like this is within the last sort of year or two. It's been building, and like I told you a few days ago, I had my little sort of trigger slump, but less and less. Like really, it's been before that I had months of mission constitution. Like I am the realization of this potential. I'm not Cory and Cory's personal stuff. And what that does, it's not like bypassing, or I mean, I was baking yesterday and I'm going on hikes and I'm talking to people, like I'm completely in the world. I'm completely present. It just means that like what's interesting isn't Cory's psychology and Cory's awakening even. It's not about me. It's the most freeing thing. And then the byproduct is that I become as authentic as I've ever been. I feel really good. Like it's all the stuff that I thought I was trying to reach come as a byproduct of finally constituting myself as what I'm here for. More and more. Again, I'm not all the way there yet. What did you ask me that made me say that?
What helps you to basically stay on track and not forget about
Oh
what
yeah.
you've learned, you know?
Great. Thank you. So this is basically the rhythm thing that you mentioned earlier. It's like the rhythm of self-transcendence, you could say, and not in a bypassy way, but in a like, what am I fucking here for? And becoming that and getting over recurring insecurities and getting over whatever it is that I sort of fall for that keeps me limited, and then just devoting my life, like giving my life to something greater than myself, and to make a rhythm out of that and actually just stay constituted. Um, that it's like I don't need to remember the realization because I'm on the front edge of it. I'm living it. It's sort of back there and I don't need to maintain it. That's one. And then on the other hand, when I do forget, because I still do sometimes, is I just binge YouTube videos. I do like whether it's Bentino videos or Muji or Rupert Spira or Eckhart Tolle or anybody. It can be different people that sort of hit the right note at the right time. But if I feel that I've like fallen off, I usually I go straight to YouTube and it's like, okay, like come, let's remember, like re-penetrate the veil because you've fallen for separation again.
Yeah. Yeah. That's me right now, a little bit here and there.
So cool and so honest, but also
Yeah, but
being around people.
I feel like it
Sorry.
has gotten way more important to how I deal with me falling off the horse than staying on it in the first place. Like how I'm handling like showing up in a way that is not fully aligned, and how I'm holding myself in that got way more important than doing that in the first place, because that is,
I love that.
at least to me, simply not really possible. And that's where I am again with like making it human, you know, like on the scale of 1 to 10, and 1 being like just like matter, like a stone, and 10 being just pure consciousness, like I'm somewhere in the middle, you know, like there is matter here, you know, like there's something, you know, there's like this suit here and I just carry it around. Like I'm not, you know, and so, but like fully like feeling that, I'm just like, wow, I have a body, and it hurts sometimes, and it does crazy things, and it has needs. Oh my God. Like that's a big one for me. Um, How's that for you? How do you? Yeah, that's something that I would love to hear you share about. Like, how do you combine it with like worldly needs? You know, like I wanna, I wanna, I wanna have a hug from time to time. You know, I need that.
Mm-hmm.
I need I need connection. I need intimacy. I need maybe unhealthy food from some time to, like soul food, you know. I need to sometimes just lay down and just relax, you know, like all of these things. Um, what's your relationship to that part of existence?
I would say it just has become again more and more coherent. So it's almost like the needs get met. I mean, and I haven't had a, a boyfriend in a couple of years now, maybe a year and a half now, um, which would be a problem in the past. And for whatever reason, it's just not right now. And it's not to say that I wouldn't, but it's just, um, I don't know, I'm aligned. So I just trust this. Like I feel good. So I just trust this. And then if somebody came into my life, that would only be a bonus. It would just be like, fuck yeah, amazing. Like
Mm.
even better. But it's not like there's some sort of deficit that needs to be filled. And again, I work and travel with a bunch of wonderful people. I get hugs whenever I want, you know? So that's, and it's not like sexual, not like in a
No,
sexual way,
I
but,
understand. I understand.
and yesterday I made banana bread and, super ugly banana bread, but whatever, it tasted super good. So it's like if I want something or need something, I just feel like my needs are really met. And then also on a practical level, um, the more aligned I get, the more of a non-issue money is. So that's I think one of the big needs people feel and face. And then it's like business does well and I'm confident about how to promote something and then it sells. Or, you know, it's like alignment just work it just sort of feeds itself. I'm trying to think of other needs. I miss my sister, but I'll see her in 2 weeks. I don't know. I don't think I have unmet needs.
You it sounds like you're pretty aligned to me.
Yeah.
And isn't that a beautiful place to be?
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. I think though, you know what's interesting is, um, okay, if I look like even a year ago or 2 years ago, I could, I, so let's just look at the one of like having a boyfriend. I used to run that thought. Like I want a boyfriend. I do need a boyfriend. I used to like run that thought and
Right.
believe it and perpetuate it and be sort of dissatisfied if I didn't. And even entertain exes that I didn't want to be with, but just in case.
Yeah.
And that was like an interesting healing almost that had to happen, which is like I did my last boyfriend. I remember kind of going into that with my eyes open and then the whole time in that relationship being like, okay, I'm in a relationship right now. Like these needs of intimacy are getting met right now. Is am I any better? Is this any better? Like I was thinking that in during the relationship, like during intimacy, in fact. Like, is this better? It's nice. It's like interesting. Um, but like I felt better. I felt this good or better in the last year, but when I didn't have a boyfriend, you know, and I was kind of consciously comparing that, like, is this really a need the way I think it is? Or is that kind of conditioning? Is something that I fall
Mm.
for. And it's just yet another justification or like excuse to feel like I can't right now, or I'm kind of moody, or just any reason to sort of be about myself, to be sort of a victim, or to be sort of in my own belly button. And and that it was cool. Like going through that relationship, it was a short one. It was like a month and a half relationship, and it was really cool. It was like by the end, I was like, whoa, 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 this has been a myth. Like, and again, I'm not closed off to dating someone, but it would
I hear
only
you.
be a, a bonus. Like it would no longer come from that deficit, or like, it's not like I won't be good if I don't. No, it's like a baseline of I'm actually great. I'm good. And anything added to this, cool, like lovely, thank you. But like I know what I'm up to, and that's the main thing. That's the most important thing. That's why I incarnated, or like that's what my life is about. Anything else is like variables, or additional cool things that can either sort of help or support or not. Um, and I don't mean to even objectify a partner in that way. Like I think a great fit for me would just like expedite my mission. Like it would
Yep.
just be like
Mm.
full speed ahead, even better. And that inspires me. Puts a grin on my face.
Yeah, totally. Um, that is an interesting topic. Yeah, I I yeah, it's just like you know what I believe is conditioning. I think conditioning is black and white, and I think there's a lot of shades of gray in between, more than 50, in fact. Um, I think there's that, and that's where life happens. And so, yes, I do think going into a relationship out of deficit, probably not the best idea. Um, Shouting from the rooftops like, I don't need anyone. Like, I don't know. In fact, I really do not know. I just know that personally, I feel like there's something in between for me where I'm like, yeah, I survive. Like I live well. I have everything I need, more than that, and I always had nearly, and I'm eternally grateful for that, and it's great. All right, good. However, having received and having been in a relationship with a woman that really brings the gift of femininity in my life, in that case, for me as a man, is something that I just can't on my own. She initiates me into something that I also want to be, and I want to be a part of, and I want to partake in. I want to be led to this river and drink from it and drown in it eventually. That's just an active. It's something that a calling I feel. It may be a need also to a certain degree. Yes, I don't want to. We need each other. We really do, and that can also be friends and a hug from a friend. Um, but it's an active decision that I feel like I really want to invite this into my life, because I have felt how much more colorful my life even is when with someone like that. And that is that doesn't deny that that life is good when I am single. It does not. And I even see it like I'm so free. Like I'm so independent. Like these are my decision. Like every tiny minuscule thing is like my decision and my full expression. And but then again, I'm like, but what is it about? Like, why am I even here? And I feel with the resistance sometimes, and the crunchy pieces that a relationship would introduce me, or would introduce into my life, the crunchiness. I feel like it's part of why I'm here also, to experience that and to move through that and to dance with that and to make love with that and to integrate it and to like just yeah. And so I feel, yeah. And yeah, so it's a long-winded way of saying that I fully, like, I agree with everything you say, and I feel to older versions of myself, I can see that moving in and out of some sort of a relationship, out of reasons of lack, is like the universe takes care of that anyway. It just it makes it not work, and anyway, so that doesn't work, and I can fully lean into and trust into, okay, like God, just okay, show me what is not for me, so that I can find what is for me, and he's done a great job at that. But yeah, I would love to be a dad. I would love to be a dad also, and I feel like that is a major, that is an initiation. Like, I think that's a big one, and I feel part of my journey. Yeah, also. So
Beautiful.
yeah.
Yeah, I think so for me too. But again, that's one of those things that uh like it's like the prerequisite is alignment.
Yeah, I agree
So it's like,
fully.
so then I don't need to like concern myself with that too much. It's one of those things I don't need to manage. Like either it like enters the stream of alignment of this life, in which case, like, again, like, amazing, a whole new realm to learn. I would love to be a mom, but again, there's prerequisites, um, or not. And then that's, I think, the real challenge, the real test, the real, like, okay, if there's something that you want and that you feel would add so much richness to your life, and you don't get it, are you
Mm-hmm.
still equally good? Are you still equally good, or just like, okay, I could learn, I could bear that,
I don't
or
know.
equally good? Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. No,
I
this
don't
is
know.
work that I've done with myself for the last few years. Like, let me really face this. Let me really ask this question. Let me really like get under there and find out for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, and it seems like you come out at the other side, and you can say that with conviction and with clarity, and that is, yeah, maybe I'm in a little bit of refusal there to to admit that to myself. Um,
Well, maybe it's also just such a certain part of your, maybe you just know and it just is. And then, no need to fight it. Like maybe that is just your path for sure and your stream, and it is where you learn, and it is the initiation that you create for yourself. Like you are the creator. So maybe you do intend
exactly,
this for yourself. So I
exactly.
support it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Oh, that's beautiful. Yeah. No, it's so beautiful. Like all of these things, like yeah. It's so funny. We get dropped here, and we just don't know, and then we remember, and then we're like, ah, yeah, true. I think that's why we're here, and um, yeah. So, what brings you joy these days?
What brings me joy? Okay, I think my baseline state is like pretty joyful. But what really like brings me joy, I have to say, uh, Bentinho, my friend and teacher, his teachings. I know they're not for everybody. Like I know it's not everybody's cup of tea, but the people who do appreciate it, for us, it's for me, it's like I can. I mean, even if I'm around him in person, he can just say something, like a passing silly line, and it can almost cause like a mini awakening. So, and I have this. He's one of the people whose YouTube videos I binge, even though I know him really well and I spend a lot of time with him. But still, the just his teachings. His teachings are. It's almost like where I. It's like still beyond. You know how flow state. How they talk about flow state is basically like what can have you be in flow state is that it's like where you are, like the skills you have, the mastery level that you have plus one, so that you're sort of at your edge. You're like chasing. It's like plus one. It's just a little harder than you're ready for, but because you have enough mastery to like almost get there, it's fascinating. So that's how I feel about Bentinho's teachings. It just piques all my like curiosity and learning and like all my like fuck this is fascinating. So I love that. That's one thing. Coaching. I don't do too much of it. I'm about to do a ton of it with this mentorship. But I love it. I love that. I love just really. I love kind of creating that presence with people and just seeing what they're made of, like seeing their heart, seeing their genius, and just reflecting that back to them in any way. I love that. It always sort of leaves me like charges my battery. Hiking, nature, working out, strength training, games, chess, bananagrams, podcasts, so much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would love Bavaria, I'm telling you. This part of Germany, oh my goodness. Yeah. Yeah,
The hikes
especially
or the
like
chess?
both potentially, but I'm referring to the mountains, yeah.
Wow.
It's bordering Austria, so we're just like right where it goes up, it starts going up into Austria, and like the Alps are starting to arise, and then you have tons of lakes and stuff, and it's just like, yeah, it's beautiful.
Damn.
And
I've
talking about
I've
flow
always
state,
imagined. Sorry.
yeah, talking about flow state, yeah, yeah, okay, beautiful. And what's a what's a maybe like a what's a resistance that you overcame recently, an obstacle, a learning that you received and went through?
I mean, the real recent one was this stress. Basically, just sheer. It's just like the feeling of stress. It wasn't overwhelming stress. It wasn't like burnout, even close. It was just like stress, and then feeling demands on my time and attention. And then basically like turning off my availability. So that feeling of like stress, like okay, I'm tense. I need to manage. I need to make sure of certain outcomes or prevent other outcomes. I need to manage, and then feeling this sort of encroachment of other people's expectations, and then turning off my availability to them. And just what that little loop is so familiar from my life. Like it used to just get out of hand where I would just be like, I'd go so I mean, I used to think I was an introvert. I don't even know if I believe in such things as introverts and extroverts anymore. But I used to think I was like a super introvert. I mean, I took the whole Myers-Briggs and I was definitely an introvert. And I think that was just a result of that pattern being really active and kind of running my life, of just feeling like everybody's a threat to my flow state. Everybody like wants something from me. I have to like adjust to all these different people's views and expectations, and I just like want quiet. I want everybody out. I want my own order. So I had that flare up to sort of a small degree, but still I caught it. And the learning or the realization was first first what really helped was to see like, oh, I'm doing this, I'm creating this, this is on purpose. This little sort of, some part of me just doesn't want to take full responsibility, some part of me doesn't want to have full power, some part of me just wants to be comfortable and passive and weak and a victim to my situation, so I need something to blame. I'm creating this, I'm doing this on purpose. I can't quite see how, but I am. And just by doing that, like by making that little shift, it reclaims full responsibility. It's like I want this to happen. I'm doing this because I want a certain result and I think this is the way to get it. And it's so empowering. Just that choice. You of course can't do this for someone else. You can't tell anyone else. You're making this happen. You want this. That would never work. But if you ever want to do it with yourself, it works. It's like immediate empowerment. So that was cool, just that shift. I didn't realize that I was doing it. I really thought it was happening to me. That helped. And then I had one other realization, which was that, oh yeah, it was like oh yeah, let me remember that like everything gets done when I'm present. I accomplish everything when I'm
Mm.
present, when I'm empty. Emptiness is way more productive and way more efficient than whichever aspect of me is trying to micromanage my life right now. That was the second one. And then the breakthrough at the end was more of a self-realization one, which was like, wait, who thinks she's stressed? Who thinks she has to manage all of this? Is that me? Or is that something that I'm aware of? Is that just a program that my mind runs? And am I before all of that? And that was kind of what like tipped it over the edge and made me laugh and cry and just, you know, just be like, how did I fall for it again?
Yeah. Yeah, but that's yeah, but those are beautiful moments. Um, yeah, thank you for sharing. I appreciate
Thanks for
the
asking.
transparency and honesty. What's home to you?
God, for sure. The I am. Nothing feels home the way that feels like home. I mean, I could say Colorado and my family. I'm very close to them. Uh, and I could also say my team and Bentino and, you know, this work. But the first and most obvious home is the same home we all have, like where we all come from, what we all are, that the, you know, beingness itself, consciousness itself.
Yeah. And what are you looking forward to?
I like I like the like rapid fires. What am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to seeing my sister, her baby, um, my little niece. I'm so obsessed. And seeing my parents. I'm just looking forward to being home, seeing my girlfriends, my best girlfriends, and my family. And I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to the mentorship starting in January. And I'm looking forward to an, a wave of like, I don't know if this is true or if I'm just picking up on this, but it feels like a wave of more sincerity, more critical thinking, more sort of open mindedness, more transparency. I just feel that's coming. I feel like even the timing of this podcast, like us recording this and both of us appreciating the same thing, almost is like a nod to that. It's like there's just this wave of realness and real conversations and yeah, sincerity, like sincerely seeking the truth that excites me. And I think it's just starting and it'll last for years. But that excites me too.
Yeah. Yeah, beautiful. Um, I have one more. Let me see if I can put it into words in the way that I feel it. I would love to open up the space for you to share some words of whatever appreciation or gratitude or reflection about someone who has had a profound impact on your life, and that you feel like speaking into. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I've got like 12 I would love to do that for. Let me choose. It's so funny. So I want to acknowledge my friend Meg Johnson, Margaret. She and I were friends before either of us got into the spiritual thing, and now we're on the same team together. And so we had our activism phase together. We were like marching in the streets. She had dreadlocks. I had hairy armpits. We were like feminists, vegan. We were doing that whole thing. We had like capes that we would wear in the street with our signs. It was
Mm,
special.
okay.
And we lived together in kind of like a commune style house. Did dumpster diving even once or twice, just because it's good for the environment. Anyway, so we just been through so much together, and what I so appreciate about her, God, there's quite a few things. This is one of those people that I can like look at and cry just from looking at her and loving her and feeling her love. Um, it's an interesting quality to like acknowledge in somebody, but it's just how um, it's like her DNA is unity. So even though like her mind will flare up, like she's one of those people that has no competition, no aggression, no wishing worse for someone else. And most people don't have much of that, but she has none. Like it's like if you add her into a room, she brings what feels like peace to people, even people she doesn't know, even people that she has reason to dislike. She just brings this like undeserved acceptance of everyone. And and she aims high. I feel like she's one of the people that has always like seen me. You know, it's like she's like stuck with me through all these crazy phases. And, you know, now to be on this team pursuing enlightenment, just totally on a mission together. There's just something I so appreciate about the fact that it's like she's built for where humanity is going, which is toward love, real love and unity and total acceptance, like acceptance of the whole spectrum, the whole gamut of the ugly to the beautiful. So acknowledgement for Meg.
Beautiful.
Thank you
Thank
for
you.
the opportunity to do that.
Yeah, totally. That's yeah, I could feel how much she means to you. Yeah, very beautiful. Is there anything you would like to still speak about or share or
I don't think so. Maybe a little acknowledgement to you just for taking this, uh, just a totally unique approach to hosting a podcast, in my opinion, starting with your meditation in the beginning and and then just being willing to like not have an agenda. And even how you proved that by like not knowing where to go at the end of me speaking. I love that. Like some could see that as unprepared, but I saw that as present. Like you're with me. So then by the time it was time for you to ask me the next question, you didn't have something. And I just think that's such a sign of like honoring actually where I'm coming from, like really being attentive, like using your attention to be with me instead of, you know, with the cool new direction this podcast could go. And the amazing thing, as always happens with presence, is that I think it creates the best results. So, I
yeah.
mean, I had a blast on this podcast. I felt so comfortable and enjoyed everywhere we went. And I felt like I opened up to you so much. Like I feel like you know, you sort of had full access because of that approach. And I think you're a great podcaster.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. This was great. This was really nice. And I don't. I'm like, there's no way I could have known how this would go based on the information I had, obviously, because I did not know you. We did not know each other. But every single time it works. And it in ways that just go beyond any understanding. And yeah, so I'm just in awe of what we've created, and moreover how I feel right now. How I feel right now in my thing. This is just like, it's a very, very good feeling. And we co-created that. And so I thank you for this conversation. Yeah.
Thank you too.
Hey, beautiful listener, you have made it all the way through. And I want to take a moment to say thank you. And you can do me an enormous favor. It's all I'm gonna ever ask from you. And that is to go to your podcast app right now. And if you enjoyed the episode, give the podcast a 5-star rating. If you want to write 1-2 words or sentences, even more powerful, even better. Thank you, already in advance. And also while you're at it, just click on that follow button, on that bell notification so that you never miss a new episode. All of that just contributes and it helps me to increase the reach of the podcast. That means I can attract bigger guests, and that means I can deliver more powerful episodes. So it's a tiny thing. I'm only gonna ask this little favor of you ever, not more. 10-15 seconds of your time, a couple of clicks, that's it. Makes a huge difference for me as a creator. So thank you so much.